Kurt Belding here with Worldwide Trophy Adventures. As hunters, we know that what can kill a hunt faster than anything else is your feet. Whether your feet are cold, you're getting hot spots, blisters, your feet get wet. So today, I'm sitting down here at Meindl with my man Riley, and we're gonna go over the thing that takes care of your feet, which is boot and boot care. So we're gonna take care of the boots that take care of your feet. Hey Riley.
How's it going?
Good, man.
Good.
Let's talk about boot care today.
Yeah.
We're talking about 3 phases of boot care. Tell me about the 3 phases real quick, and then let's also look at the boot that we've pulled out today and kind of go over that. So
Perfect. So this is our vacuum hunter. The 3 phases, we start with pre-season. So when you get the boot, you purchase it, you just received it before you go on your hunt. Second stage would be in season. You've used it for a while, you've gone on a couple hunts. And third stage would be post-season. You're done, your hunting season's over, you're getting ready to pack up, store for the off season. And that's where you start with boot care.
Right. So, you know, if you have your favorite boot that you like, you obviously want to prolong the longevity of the boot. You want that to last as long as possible. Let's go right from the birth of you buying the boot, right? So you just bought the boot and you're taking it home, you're unpacking it. What are the steps right away you should do to make sure you're taking care of that boot from out of the gate, right out of the box?
So first steps is the boot does come pre-conditioned and treated from the factory. So there's a layer of the wet proof on the boot when you start. So over time, this product does leach out of these boots, whether it's the wax, whether it's the wet proof, where it just expires and runs out and you need to apply a fresh coat. So we recommend spraying this with wet proof before you go out. Okay. That way you ensure this leather's not soaking up any water. Any water is beading off and you're not carrying extra weight from a soaking wet boot. So we do recommend right when you get them, before you go out, spraying them with that wet proof. You can put a layer of wax on if you want, but wet proof is kind of the #1 step that we recommend first before you ever go out on that hunt.
All right, so wet proof. And you pointed out this product right here, which is a wet proof product. Tell me a little bit about the product. That way we can understand a little bit more about why we're putting the wet proof on right away.
Yeah, so it's a silicone water-based product that when you spray it on a boot, it just helps water repel. So it keeps it from soaking into that leather, keeps your leather fresh. But the biggest thing is you just don't want to carry that extra weight of water on in your leather.
Yeah.
And then it just helps that leather from drying out over time, from getting wet, dry.
Okay. And you said like right out of the box it has the wet proof on the boot, but you recommend doing that again, is putting some extra on there. Is like just a in case measure or?
Yeah,
what?
Just a precaution, just safety. Over time, the product does wear off, so that way you're ensuring that your boot's ready to go right out of the box.
Okay. At this point, brand new, you wouldn't recommend any wax yet, or maybe?
It's up to you. So the wax will change the color of your leather, but the biggest key out of the box before you wear them is spray them with the wet proof. So what you want to do is let that dry for 24 hours, and then you can put a layer of wax on it. If you want to wait till we start talking in season, that's where we start recommending wax more in post season. But to initial steps, at least get that layer of wet proof on before you go out.
Makes sense. All right, so now we're mid-season. We've been hunting in our boot. We've been putting them through the ringer a little bit. At what point would you say, hey, let's treat these boots again?
So like I said, beginning, you can notice that this product will start wearing off over time. So you're going to notice your boots starting to soak up water. They're waterproof. They have a Gore-Tex liner, so there's no concerns there. But they start soaking up water. The leather starts drying out. That's when you start getting cracked leather. So the biggest thing is to give those boots a cleaning. When you're noticing them soaking up water, clean them with a brush, warm water. Just scrub them, get all that dirt off. And then the key is when that leather is damp from cleaning them, so you're going to have wet leather, obviously, from washing them, that's when you hit them with the wet proof on it. So you still want that leather damp so it gets into the pores of that leather, and that's when you're going to see the best results from the wet proof. Let that sit for 24 hours, and then take wax and apply a layer of wax all over the boot.
Okay.
Before applying the wax, take out the laces first. so that way you can get in all the
crevices.
Thank you. And then also apply the wax to the eyelets, and that helps prevent corrosion as well on that boot.
Even on the metal eyelets that the shoestrings are going around, put some wax on there, you'll prevent corrosion, rust.
Correct.
Okay, great.
Yep, exactly.
And the main thing what we're doing there is help to protect the leather so the leather's not getting soaking wet and it doesn't dry out and crack. Is there any other things that those products are doing for the boot as far as longevity?
So your wax, it's nourishing that leather. So you take care of your face, you put oils, you put lotions and all that on it. It's the same thing. You're nourishing that leather, keeping it fresh, keeping it hydrated, so that's performing at its best.
So we don't have to put sunscreen on the boot so it doesn't get skin spots?
Yep, exactly.
All right, so we've hit out of the box what to do. Yep. We've hit pre-season, middle of the year. We've been putting it through the ringer, and then now we're about to jump into postseason. What do we do after we're done hunting? We're going to be putting them on the shelf for a while. They're going to be sitting there. How do we protect them?
So first things is you're going to clean them again. So you start with the warm water and a soft brush. Clean, get all the dry dirt off there, any mud around the seams. Second is you want to unlace them, take your insole out, and dump all the debris out. I mean, you might have little rocks, pebbles, sticks, whatever the case may be inside that boot. And that's actually, when people's boots leak, the number one cause is you get debris inside your boot, and it punctures that Gore-Tex liner in the boot. So by cleaning the boot out, just even dumping it out and then taking warm water and a sponge and just cleaning the inside of your boot, you're just ensuring all that debris is out of the inside. So those are the first steps, unlacing them, cleaning the inside out. Once the boot's clean, again, it's the same process as before. You take that wet proof when the leather is wet, a little damp. You don't want it soaking wet, but damp. Spraying that on there, letting that sit for 24 hours, and then applying the wax to the boot.
Okay.
Other steps you can do to ensure is just check your stitching. Make sure there's no problems with your stitching from a tough season of hunting. If you see any part of these rands, they do delaminate over time. That's a cause of the boot getting wet, drying, which is also an important part of the wet proof, so that the boot doesn't get soaked. But if you notice it start coming up, just put some glue under there, clean it out, put some glue, hold it down, and then that keeps that rand from separating.
Okay.
Over time.
All right, so kind of a very similar process that we're doing mid-season now, postseason. Cleaning, applying the wet, applying the wax. Now we're checking, which we're probably doing this mid-season, we're checking laces, we're checking the rubber, making sure that's applied, fixing that. What if we have some laces that are breaking, and what if we have a pretty big tear in the rubber? What would you recommend there? Give you guys a call?
Yeah, you can give us a call. I mean, laces, there's replacement laces you can buy. There is warranty on rands if for some reason the boot doesn't perform. It doesn't meet the expectations up to a year. After that, there are cobblers, so they can replace it. We have cobblers we've partnered with across the U.S. And up into Canada if there's any issues that arrive that we can recommend for you. But other than that, yeah, if you're having or you get a big gouge in your leather, you want to take care of that. Those cobblers can help you out there as well.
Great.
Number one key though, when storing the boots, make sure it's in a cool environment, not hot, not wet, humid area. It's a dry environment, cool, so that those boots, that they're stored in a safe environment, I guess, through the off season. That way nothing impacts the rand, the midsole, any other part of the boot, and they're ready to go for the next season.
Well, it sounds like we've figured out how to take care of our boots. I feel bad for my boots at home. They're not getting the love. So
that's what people think. They buy boots, they just wear them and go. But we kind of equate it to a car. You're not going to buy a car and not do the maintenance on it. So if you're going to buy boots, you need to do the maintenance on it if you want them to hold up as well.
Man, it makes a lot of sense, guys. All right, so again, you guys, if we're taking care of our feet, we're taking care of our boots. That is taking care of our feet. So do not forget to take care of your boot. Check out Meindl. Check out some of the products they have on their website. Great information. Anything else you want to add there, Riley, your website or anything?
Yeah, go to MeindlUSA.com. You can find the vacuum hunter, all the wet-proof product, plenty of blogs if you want to learn more about hunting, how to break in boots, where to hunt. We got you covered.
All right. Thanks, Riley. Appreciate your time today, man.
Yeah, thank you.